So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another album review of The Chill Dude on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and today we're going to talk about a band that has a famous actor for a singer. And this is what I think of sometimes of bands or people that have actors being musicians. Sometimes they can work, for example, Taylor Momsen, The Pretty Reckless, and sometimes they do not, like Corey Feldman, Steven Seagal. I didn't mention Jared Leto because 30 Seconds to Mars I used to love, but now I think they suck. So there's an example of someone who started good and then went downhill. But yeah, sometimes actors want to be rock stars or country musicians, and sometimes they put out some genuinely good music, and other times they should just stay in their lane and just act because yeah, maybe music is not for them. But I'm happy to say that this band is more of the good side. So the band is called the Yagas, and the famous singer is Vera Farmiga, who's an actress who a lot of you may know. She's been in Bates Motel, but especially in the Conjuring series playing Lorraine Warren.
Look, I gotta tell you, you have a lot of spirits in here, but this is the one that I'm most worried about because it is so hateful.
So yeah, she's very famous, and I heard the first single that they put out, I think it was The Crying Room. I heard it, and then I saw that she was the singer, and I thought I was intrigued. And also, her husband is on the album, Ren Hockey, and I think he plays more like Sims. And I did some digging, and he used to play for the band Dead Sea, which was a band that I used to love. Their song, The Key to Gramercy Park, lives rent-free in my brain. So the sound of the band, they describe that their, like influences from them are like The Cure, Typo Negative, A Perfect Circle. But I would say they're more of like a alternative rock, goth type of band, especially in the delivery of the vocals. There's some psychedelic vocals, and there's some parts more of aggression, leaning into heavy metal, but without like turning into a full metal band. They're more in the rock category, goth category, at least for me in my musical taste. So this is the band's debut record, and it's 10 tracks, 41 minutes in length. It came out last Friday, obviously the day that very small band called Ghost released an album. So that's why I didn't even know that it was gonna come out last week, but I listened to it and I thought, yeah, I wanna talk about this album. So the name of the album is called Midnight Minuet, not minute, Minuet, and Minuet means dance. So it's called like the Midnight Dance, and that's something that this album has. There's a lot of tracks that have like this sultry swagger that you can actually dance to them, like almost like if Stevie Nicks went full goth, and I quite enjoy that. So let's talk about a few of the standout tracks in my opinion on this record. So first of all, The Crying Game, the single that opens the record, has a great goth tinge to it. It has some great vocals that are quite beautiful and haunting by Vera, and so the song gets like more aggressive as it goes. There's a part where she's like doing some screaming, like very haunting and eerie type of screaming, and it's a great way to start this record. I love the way that the synths are used, like to create like an atmosphere in the sound of this band, and they do that on that track. So another track that was one of the singles that was released is Life of a Widow, and that has a more like electronic start to the song. And it's also a very salty track. It's all about, there's a part where Vera says like, I need you right now. And it's about longing, because obviously the song is about a widow that has lost her husband, and she's longing, she's only in her mind, and she wants him now, but she can't have it. And the bass on this track stands out. It's really in the forefront. It's a great, beautiful, haunting track about, you know, like loss and grieving someone that you love and wanting them even though they're not here physically. So great track. So another track that I thought was pretty interesting was the track Anedonia. And on that one, Vera screams Anedonia a lot of times, but this track I picked because it has the best guitar solo on this record. It's like in the middle of the track, and it's like a long guitar solo where the guitar player really gets to show us that he can really shred. And it made that track, you know, that's why I paid attention to it, because it had that solo that is the best solo on the record in my opinion. Another track that really I thought was really interesting was I Am, which is the second track on the record. That one is a little bit more aggressive at times, but it has that goth feel to it. And it has a very catchy chorus, which is something that some of these tracks have as well. The track Pull Over, I thought that one was very interesting because that one has like a saloon vibe, like a golf saloon, and you want to dance to it. And there's a part here that's like pull over, I need to lay down, please leave me alone. But then there's a part where she's like, no, don't leave me alone. Come on, rescue me from this funk. So I thought that was a pretty interesting. I like the lyrics, and I like the way that Vera sings it, and the way that they play like a very dance golf type of track. So the last track that I want to mention is almost at the end, and it is another single. It's called She's Walking Down. And the intro to that song is, you hear like a very robotic voice, and then it gets more faster, and you get some amazing synth work that really reminded me of the Birthday Massacre, which is another band that I love. But then it gets a little bit more aggressive at times. And yeah, the album closer also, which is Midnight Minuet, which is the title track. That one's a more like haunting ballad, and some beautiful like guitar work to it, and it really ends the album on a high note. I thought this was a very strong debut record, and you know what? I love Vera's voice. I think Vera really brings like that, like sultry, mysterious type of voice, like a more goth Stevie Nicks, like I mentioned before. And also, you know, like come on, she's in the Conjuring series. You don't get more rock and metal than that. So on this case, having this actress really has some chops to it. So yeah, I enjoyed the record. Yes, there may be some pirates in some songs that like Birdle and some other tracks that can get a little bit samey at times. But besides that, I think it's a very solid record. And I would like to see what the band does on future album releases. So I want to know from you, Couchers, what do you think of the Yagas and Midnight Minuet? Comment down below. And if you haven't checked this band out, yeah, if you like good old like alternative rock with goth vibes, do not sleep on the Yagas. So yeah, hopefully I don't know. I would it would be cool if I get to talk to the band. So fingers crossed. So Couchers, let me know what you think of this album down below. If you haven't subscribed, please do so and share this video with people that love music. So until next time, Couchers, this is Hector, the Shield Dude on the Couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.